Okay, this is Teacher Terry back again with some more of those general knowledges from the Thai Labor Protection Act. Section 29, an employer shall inform the employee in advance of at least 13 annual traditional holidays, as prescribed by the ministry, which shall include a National Labor Day. An employer shall consider fixing the traditional holidays in accordance with the annual government, religious, or local custom traditions. Where the holiday falls on a weekly holiday, the employee shall be granted an additional holiday on the following work week. Did you get that? Where a traditional holiday falls on a weekly holiday, the employee shall be granted an additional holiday on the following work day. Now, how many times have you had a holiday, say on Thursday, but you had to work on Friday? Or you had a holiday on Tuesday, but you had to work on Wednesday? It's illegal. You're supposed to get 2 days. If it falls in the week, the next day's a holiday too. Simply amazing, and it's simply amazing. An employee who's worked continuously for 1 full year shall be entitled to an annual holiday of not less than 6 working days, which shall be fixed in advance by the employer or set out in an agreement. Now, if you've been working for a company or a school for for 1 full year, you have 6 days of vacation coming that they have to pay you for. Forget your contract. This is the law. Yeah, it's a law. They have to give you 6 working days. Section 30, General Rules, Chapter 1. In subsequent years, the employer may fix annual vacation more than 6 working days for an employee. Okay? Now, let's talk about sick time. An employee is entitled to sick leave on those days that he is actually ill. Now, you better be sick. If a sick leave is taken for 3 or more working days, the employer may require the employee require a medical certificate from a first-class medical practitioner for a government clinic. Hey, that's reasonable. Nobody's going to argue that. If the employee fails to acquire a medical certificate from a first-class medical practitioner or a government clinic, he shall provide you with an explanation. Okay. Now, upon the days which an employee is unable to work owing to work-related injury or illness due to working with contagious students. In this case, as a teacher, you're working with contagious students. COVID-19 is a great example for this. Or a maternity leave as provided in Section 41 shall not be deemed sick leave for the purpose of this section. So if you catch a cold, if you catch a flu, if you catch any kind of contagion illness from your students as a teacher, those don't count as sick days. Shouldn't, because they're work-related. Now, how many days do you get? Now, I'm scanning through here real quickly because it says in here, if you want to get sterilized, get a vasectomy, or get something like that, it's free. You can take off for that. You have the right to do that. You have the right to take leave to attend personal business and according with work regulations. Okay. An employee is entitled to take leave for training or development of knowledge and skills in according with the rules and procedures prescribed by ministerial regulations. So if you want to go to school, if you want to go to university, if you want to go improve your knowledge, you're perfectly allowed to do that. trying to find it here. Actually, I lost my point. Or not my point, my place. Let's see. And I thought I had it right here. Okay. There's a lot of other deals for girls too, so like 90 days maternity leave, all that stuff. Okay. Now, here's something else too. They're not required by law to pay and put your money in the bank. It says right here, now this is Chapter 5, basic pay, overtime, holiday, and all that stuff. Employer shall pay the basic pay, overtime pay, holiday, overtime, all that stuff. At your workplace, they're supposed to pay you in cash. If payment is made elsewhere or by other methods, the employee must give his consent. If you want to be paid in cash, they have to give you cash. You do not have to open a bank account. I don't care what they say. It says it right here, Chapter 5 right there in the orange. You have to give your consent. Now, a lot of us do it because it's convenient. You get an ATM card and all that good stuff. But if you don't want that, if you want to be paid in cash, they have to pay you in cash because they didn't have your permission. Now, here is a killer. Section, and I'm going to stop with this one right here to give you something to think about. In addition to all these days and leaves and holidays and sick time, Section 57 says, an employer shall pay an employee his basic rate in respect of days of actual sick leave referred to in Section 32 at a rate equal to basic pay for a normal working day for the entire time taken as sick leave for up to 30 working days per annum. You have by law 30 days sick leave. They make you sign a contract that is null and void because that contract cannot supersede national law because they are a government school bound by government regulation, government law. If it is a private school, a private institution, registered, licensed, and regulated as a private school, that is different. If you're working in a public school, a government public school, you have 30 days paid sick leave. There it is right there. They can't do anything about it. Oh, they may try to fire you for it. Take the book, order the book, any bookstore you can get it. Take it to the labor office, tell them that you were sick, have your document, be sure you have your proof. You go in, they terminate you illegally, you're going to get some money out of it. I'm telling you, you're going to get some money out of it. Now, be very careful because they can play this next one on you kind of complicated. Section 65 of this same act says, an employee endowed with the authority or who is assigned by an employer to perform any of the following work shall not be entitled to overtime or holiday overtime. And these are the conditions. Now, the Thai teachers get this done to them, but they're still getting paid. They're cheating the government. Employee who has authority and duty to act on behalf of the employer in relation to terms of employment. That's your head of your English department, usually, head of department. The grant of gratuities. They're going to authorize your benefits, stipends, whatever. And your termination of employment. If you have a teacher anywhere in that line, they're not entitled to anything. They're basically salaried. They're not entitled to any other benefits. Peddling or inducing people to purchase goods for which an employer has paid the employee commission on the goods sold. I'm not supposed to do it. Okay. So, anyway, we've covered pretty much a lot of this. Um, the next thing you have to also worry about, and I have fallen victim to this with a private school, but if you are terminated for any reason, they must, the employee must terminate. If they terminate you, they must pay you within 3 days of the termination of employment. Well, I'm going to stop right there for today. That brings us up to quite a little bit more of information coming out of the official book, the Bible of Labor Protection. I'm just telling you right now, people, you're getting fleeced, you're getting cheated, you're getting scammed. Thailand is notorious for doing that. I do not recommend anybody come to this country. One, the wages are too low. You're treated like dogs. No one really cares about you. The students don't respect you. Your co-teachers will loathe you. And it's just not worth the hassle. Come as a tourist, enjoy the facilities, enjoy all the activities it has to offer you. But if you're coming over here just to work, think twice. It's Teacher Terry. Wish you luck.